Infinity Wars number 4, and thankfully, these yahoos aren't a key part of this issue. Stay tuned. When we finished Infinity Wars number 3, our hero Loki, I said it, our hero Loki, was at the X-Mansion seeking help from who he thought was going to be Emma Frost, but it was Emma Frost combined with Wolverine. But right off the bat, you start realizing the genius of Loki in this situation, because he knew he had to get a mind reader. Because his story is so unbelievable, he had to have a mind reader to go into his head and basically say, yeah, he's telling the truth. Now, Emma Frost / Wolverine, Diamond Patch, or Emmarine, is that whatever we're going to call him, is he can communicate this to other individuals, and they're going to believe him. But out of this whole conversation, there's really one big takeaway, and it's this line right here. And Wolverine says, if she copied the whole universe and installed us into the Soul Gem, then the Infinity Stones must also exist here. And Loki says, exactly. Now go put on your telepathy cap that you hide in the basement, and let's go think on it, which is actually pretty funny. But then the spider dangles down, and it's not a spider. It's one of this crazy spider Delandra thing. And this actually ends up being a pretty funny way to have the Beast tell. You find out about the Beast more, because as Wolverine's slashing at it, Emma's able to read its mind, and basically he's given a play-by-play. Its name's Devondra, it hungers for souls, and it can't be sated. And Loki starts to mention that was in an old book of creation that I found, and those pages that talked about a spider that had created universes from her silk, they were all torn out, and that can't be coincidence. And when I find out well, I admire it. I admire how they orchestrated these events so carefully. I'm going to love killing them. I'm going to adore killing them. Well, after Logan gets done thrashing that, whatever it was, Delandra Beast thing, and it's sitting in a pile of goo over in the corner, he is over there talking, and he says, well, he happens to know that in the future, Logan ends up combined and merged with the Phoenix Force. So, theoretically, what I could do is send myself a telepathic message in a bottle, and if I did that, boop, and it's kind of funny because suddenly old man Logan Phoenix Force shows up. Now, forgive me for not knowing everything there is to know about old man Phoenix Force, but I don't know the backstory on this. I know it's out there. I just haven't read it yet. I owe you that one. And I mean, it may be awesome when you read it, but he grabbed the time bat. There's a baseball bat that helps him travel through time. I'm sorry I didn't read it, but maybe there was a reason. I guess we'll find out eventually. But basically, he brings him the Power Stone. He gives him that, and then Loki also asks him, "Look, split them up. I can't have these two merge like this." And so old man Logan Phoenix, whatever we're calling him, he splits them up. And now you have Logan back and Emma Frost back. Loki also catches on that old man Logan is hiding something. And what he's hiding is end of time King Thor. And he spots him and says, "My liege, it's my brother, the king at the end of time." And he's actually proud of him. And it's really cool to see that Loki and Thor actually being in that way. So before they get all sappy, Logan Phoenix Force tells him to quit stalling and get the rocks to Warlock. He'll know what to do. And they're gone. And Loki, being Loki, goes to pick up the Power Stone and gets stopped hard by Emma Frost, who he quickly says, okay, and I've got a plan here. Who are we going to get next? And she being Emma Frost, says, Kang. And they're off to get Kang. But Wolverine wants to stop by the fridge one more time, and he gets mauled by another Devondra beast, and that works for Emma and Loki because they really don't need him along for the trip. So Emma Frost does a mind call for a motorcycle, and then throws Loki on the back of it. From there, we jump to the alternate universe, the Loki Odin's son universe from earlier, and he gets beat to death with Mjolnir by Gamora. Correction, by Requiem, because Requiem and Gamora were different people in this one, but I thought that was the case, but they say here later on that it's Gamora, so they're not playing by their own rules here. So go back to, I believe it's Infinity War 3, and Gamora and Requiem weren't the same person in this universe, but they are now. So I don't know what happened, but it's I don't like it. Anyways, it goes into Fyra and Moondragon, and I'm skipping this because I don't want to see this in I don't like it. So if you got the comic book, you know why. Basically, they end up getting escaping from that universe because they're going to die into our universe, the regular. I don't know if it's 616, but they fall into the universe with Loki, the Loki we've been following throughout this whole story. To the more interesting part of the story, we meet back up with Loki and Emma Frost, and they're talking to Miss Kang, who is a mesh-up of Kamala Khan and Kang the Conqueror. And so she's unaware, she being Kamala Khan / Miss Kang, that there is two souls, that there are two beings living in her head, basically, and so because all they've ever known is this world that they've experienced. Well, they show them that the two beings exist, and then Emma and Loki pull them apart. Now, I can understand working with Kang the Conqueror, because Kang the Conqueror has mastered time travel. He's a technological genius from the future who has tons of upside. Kamala Khan is stretchy. I mean, I don't understand why the need to pull Kamala Khan into this fight, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she'll surprise me. And I love Kang here, because he's like, you stand with Kang the Conqueror. Who else could you possibly need? And next page, you have Little Monster No Join You, and it is the Hulk. And you can just imagine who they combine him with. They combine him with Scott Lang, Ant-Man, and it's pretty darn funny. Anyways, he's Little Monster. He hops up, slaps Loki with a good time. Fortunately, Emma has the Power Stone and is able to kind of control him a little bit. So they split them and really quickly tell Bruce Banner he's not needed. And Emma puts her hand on his head and I guess gets him ticked off and turned to the Hulk. And he, right off the bat, whatever this is, I already hate it. And Loki begins to explain. He said, "You're all here because you're uniquely suited to wield an Infinity Stone when the time is right, and you'll get more on the way." And Kamala Khan pops up here. I don't want to use an Infinity Stone. And Loki just says, "I don't care." And I'll be honest, Loki, I don't want Kamala Khan to wield an Infinity Stone either. It's seemed a bit forced here, Marvel. It's like, hey, you're doing an Infinity Wars, but you got to make sure Kamala Khan, the stretchy teenager with inflatable fists, gets an Infinity Stone. Is that cool? That's the only way you get to write it. And he's Gerry Duggan's just like, okay, I'll do it. So when Kamala Khan's done complaining, they find and pinpoint Adam Warlock, and they realize real quick he's in trouble. So the team takes off after him, and they have to fight one of the big Devondra things. I can't say it right. Devondra, whatever it is. Anyways, they attack. Kamala Khan goes stretchy, ties his legs together while the Hulk just hulks out, starts whacking on it, and and while they slow the thing down, they don't stop it from eating Adam Warlock, and that's when Emma Frost slaps Scott Lang on the back with a good game and says, "Get in the game." And he's like, oh, come on, do we really need him? And he's like, oh, yeah, we need him. He's like, well, he's famous for being dead. Is it that important? And he's like, Emma's telling him, hey, don't you make me take over your body. He's like, fine. He shrinks down, and he just says, I knew I should have never gone to space, which has just been a reoccurring theme, and is actually pretty funny. So,
and I do have to call somebody out on this Emma Frost shot right here. I don't know if it's the colorist or the artist, but I mean something. She looks like a thumb with lips and jacked up hairline. It just looks really bad. And I think it just might be the highlight on the lip that makes it look that way, but it does look bad. Anyways, back to Ant-Man attacking Devondra.
And he hops in and goes giant size and blows up Devondra all over the place, which is so gross. And he's just sitting there going, it's so horrible, it's so horrible. And Emma's sitting there on the inset saying, I didn't think you'd really do that. Avengers are the dumbest. Perhaps I should secure the time stone and we should try to come back and unkill them both. But they actually don't die. So, well, they're all excited because they think it's dead. But as they turn around, they realize real quick that it's starting to stitch itself back together. And while Adam Warlock is focused on the fight inside the stone against Devondra, Loki's like, look, we have to go. I've got these guys that I need. We have to take the fight outside of the Soul Gem. And you're going to open the Soul Gem open for me so I can go out in the real world and stop Requiem so I can stop Gamora. Do you understand? When Adam Warlock grabs him by the neck and he's like, hold up here. The fight is here. And Emma says, if we need more heroes, I'll get us more heroes. And she calls everyone she can. And you see in this panel, you got Arachnite and the Soldier Supreme. You got the Fantastic 2. It looks like you got the invisible, stretchy Mr. Fantastic and Human Torch thing. You got Fin Fang Foom / Swamp Thing. You have Weapon Hex, Iron Hammer, Ghost Panther, the Green Widow, Squirrel. That's Squirrel Girl. And what's the moon baby dragon? I don't know. The one with the dinosaur. I don't care. But she's summoning all these heroes to come and assist. And across the world, or across the Soul Gem, they're all coming, including, like I said, Cap, Arachnite, Weapon Hex. Drax gets the call, and they all start coming to assist in the battle. And then finally we go back to Gamora. And Gamora is at the bottom of the God Quarry. And at the bottom of it, she cannot penetrate the floor. She's whacking away at it with the Power Stone sword. And she's just convinced that she has to break through that, saying this cannot be the edge of the universe. Basically, it comes down that Floa, Gamora, and even Thanos standing there don't realize what's about to happen, and they don't know if they can get through the floor or not. But what they do know is, based on this, something big is about to happen.
And all three of them look up, and there's a whole gathering of Watchers right outside of the brim of the God Quarry. So, and that sets us up for our next issue. But talking about just Infinity Wars number 4 right here, this was a good issue in my opinion. It was fun. There wasn't a lot of fighting, but there was a lot of that building. They're building the team. They're getting it together. You see Loki getting the components together of the force that can go forward, go out of the Soul World, and stop Gamora. And he's also building the team inside the Soul World, basically to keep the Devondra monsters busy. From here, there are several books coming up within the Infinity Wars series. I've already done Arachnite number 1, so go check that out if you haven't already. Also, Sleepwalker. If you remember Sleepwalker from the 90s, he is back. He was at the end of the Darkhawk
series. So if you didn't watch Infinity Countdown, Darkhawk 1 through 4, go watch those. They're under the Infinity Countdown series. You can catch it on my channel. Also, I'm not going to do Weapon Hex. That one depressed me. That one was like child abuse in a comic book. I did not like it, and I will not be doing a video on it. I don't think, unless I just decide to absolutely roast it. But from there, we've got a whole bunch of books coming up. And guys, let me know what you like. Let me know which ones you want me to spend more time on. And I appreciate it. Make sure you've hit subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. Hey, leave a like and put your comments below if you enjoy it. If you don't like these, if there's something in the comic book you don't like, bring it up, man. We'll talk about it. I stay pretty caught up on all my comments and will always reply. So, guys, I appreciate it. Real Comic Stacks out.